月ということでね、やっていきます。はい。入りますね。お、あ、ここじゃないんか。8番地やろ。あ、ここ8番地じゃないんかな。5、あ、皆さんごめんなさい。1。今の違うね。お、ん ?3 やけどな、ここ。
Excuse me, where is Grub Street? I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's the street going up the hill, not far from here.
全然ついてなかったっていうね。あ、なんだなんだ。
Gumballs Road.
おお、違うね。丘を登るあたり。
Possum Street.
ほうほう。グラブストリートやけどね。探してるの。あ、話せますね。
Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
I don't know.
Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
I don't know.
嘘つくなよ。グラブストリート。丘を登るって言うとったね。
Possum Street.
うんうん。あれ ?8 やけど。違うか。ポッサム、あ、そうか。グラブストリート。でも、あれ、近く、そんなに遠くない言うとったからさ。丘を登るって、丘ってどこ？めっちゃ寝とうやん。丘がどこなんやろね。あ、その人にも聞けますね。
Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
It's that way.
全然違った。こっちやったわ。こっちでした。あ、
Keaton Street.
うんうんうん。そこに8ってあるんやけどな。でも通りが違うんよね。だからまあ多分違うでしょう。ここノックしてみる一回。
I don't open the door to strangers.
なんかこれ聞いたな。
Possum Street.
ちょっと待って、こっちか。こっちだね、多分。ほら。
Cranny Street.
あ、違うわ。全然。そっか、グーやから G か。さっきの C やもんな。それは違うわね。
Cranny Street.
うんうんうん。こっちか。あ、結構ええね。
Grub
あ、
Street.
来た来たよ。あ、そういうことね、登る言うて。こういうことか。の8、3、6。あれここ通ったことあるよな。あ、ここや。8。もう勝手に入るんやね、これは。あ、工場かなんか。工場っぽいね。あれ、おったね、人。
Boss of Pedro Alvarado. He was a conquistador, I believe.
征服者。
Fresh scratches.
お？ちょっと待てよ。これなんか怪しいね。
Hello there, my man. Is your boss in?
Ah, he's in his office. It's the door near the female statue in the corner of the workshop.
あ、なにこれ。
Something large and heavy was dragged here.
まさかとは思うけどさ。あ、ここの奥っていうこと？ちょっと。
Hello there, my man. Is your boss in?
Sorry, I'm too busy to chat.
へい。オッケーオッケー。とりあえず ちょっと斜めってるから危ないんやけどさ。到着で。
Mr. Holmes, you must forgive my escape at the club. It wasn't a safe place to talk.
And it's safer here.
Yes, better here. Not my office. I have secured my foundry, you know.
Ah, reassuring.
事務所になんかあるの？
Did you know Zacharias Greystoke, the victim?
Yes, he was a brave friend. Such good karma until yesterday.
ちょっとこれ人物像。これは間違えたくないよね。おお、なにこれ。お守り。厄除け。あ、呪いのあれっていうこと？もしかすると。あ。え、なにこれ。あ、油か。なんか漂ってますよ。大丈夫ですか？目が悪いんかな。どうやろこれ。禁止？こっちかな。よくなんか仕事でこんなん使えそうですもんね。細かい作業とか。あ、怪我してる。不正、くそ。これなかなか。マジで。ちょっともう一回やり直しできんの？これ、やり直ししたいよね、でも。無理やね。やっぱり。写真。
Do you recognize the unwell man in this photograph?
By Jove, albeit. Yes, that's him. The poor fellow met his end in Guatemala. He was struck down by a terrible disease.
You were friends?
Not really, but he was an active member and a courageous man. Too courageous. You can't fight against the Quiche gods.
And what of the expedition? You were seeking a Mayan temple?
Yes, the temple of Tekun Uman. Another one of Charles's stupid ideas. We found it, but there was some kind of strange force that prevented us from entering. An evil aura. It was Tekun Uman's emanation. We could all feel it. Albeit its disease worsened suddenly, there was nothing we could do. And now, with Zacharias' death, the curse has reawakened.
After 14 years?
Prophecies are timeless, even in the beyond. There is no escape.
予言。
Did Zacharias believe in the prophecy?
It's not a matter of belief, don't you understand? Zacharias was convinced that we could stop the curse by studying the calendar. What insanity! He sent me a message. He wanted us to visit the club and try to convince Charles to remove the calendar from the awards ceremony.
But you didn't go.
I knew Charles would refuse. Anyway, studying the calendar wouldn't help. Tekun Uman is far too powerful.
チャールズ。
Your relationship with Charles Yellingham is...
Not friendly. Well, it is reciprocal. You know, most of his expeditions are failures because he is too focused on his hypothetical career to be in politics.
He has political ambition.
Well, that would be an understatement. He has ambitions for the House of Lords, and the club is his means of achieving this. It's also the reason for his disastrous management. But he still succeeds in finding money. I wonder how.
テクンウマン。
What's your opinion on Tekun Uman's statue having disappeared?
I don't know, but I have nothing to do with it. Nothing.
像の制作？
But in fact you do. You made the statue.
That's true. But it was 10 years ago. You can't blame me for that.
Don't you think so? After all, it is the statue that is responsible for killing.
No, it's Tekun Uman. But who could imagine that a simple statue replica would be chosen by Tekun Uman? Nobody. I have to leave you now. I've got paperwork to do. And we've spoken too much. He could hear us. Tekun Uman.
なんなんや
Well,
テクン
goodbye then.
お、何これ
Apparently, Marley has built multiple statues of Takunuma.
なんか呪いですか？お、
A furnace for melting metal.
どこにも何もないんかな？証拠的な？情けですよね。そっか、これも間違えたけど、まあまあまあ、それはいいとして、もっと調べる。とりあえず出ますか。あ、ちょっと待って。こっち行ける。うんうん。まあ、この人は何も関係ない思うけどね。わかんないけど。さあ。で、一旦出て、ちょっとあれをしましょう。これね。入れなかった遠征。違うんか。あ。呪いは存在する。テクンウマンの呪いは存在する。呪いは遠征した捜索隊にかけられた。探索隊捜索隊何ただの、僕はこれですね。こじつけ。うん。あ、出てきましたよ。チャールズ公は呪いのことを知っていた。彼は完璧なチャンスを手にした。僕はこっちかなと思うんすけど、どうすかみんな。で、まだちょっとね、この辺は何なんやろうね。ねえ。まだちょっと犯人とは決めれないんで、いや、有罪かどうかはちょっと微妙だな。とりあえず、一旦現場に戻ります。現場。いやー、微妙。どうなんだろうね。有罪だと思う？そのコレクションを狙って、気づいてないような気がせんでもないけど、でもこれだと、まあ、なんかいろいろとね、つながるかなと思ったけど、まあ、本当のね、犯人の思惑かもしれないね。深読みすれば。
A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
そっか、ちょっと待てよ。 なんか違うような気がせんでもないねんな。あー、どうやろな。他の実際売ってるもんね。他のやつね。ちょっとこれ全部変えていきましょうか、一回ね。で、これ呪いは存在しないはそうやと思うんですよね。んで、走り去る像にしようか。いや、これ気づいとんかな。気づいてる。気づいてない。チャンス。いやー、微妙。どうもできないもんね、これやったら。売ることができるもんね。で、こっからどこに行くかですよね。ちょっとベーカー街に一回戻ります。なんか違うような気がすんねんな、なんか。ワトソン君にちょっと聞いて、なんか病院でね、なんか知り合いがおる言うとったから、それで。その病院しかないんでしょ？おるかな？おー、いないね。
I do hope that bone has no connection to Watson's medical practice. A map of London and its surroundings. Could be useful.
お、いないね。っていうか、どこにおるんやろ？警察にちょっと行きます？いや、犯人なんかな。なんか単純すぎん、それやったら。どう？みんな。
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
ない。なんか単純すぎるんよな。
There's no need to disturb Lestrade for the time being.
あ、なくなってる。ちょっと待てよ。なくなってたね。オッケー、ちょっと組み替えて、やっぱり一応ですよ。一応ですよ。彼が犯人という体で、これ嘘ついてるとして、これにして、これ有罪にして、にします。捜査を続ける。これにしたら消えるもんね。 有罪。これでいきましょう。一番最初の時の考えね。
Sir Charles, I believe that it's time to pass on the leadership of your club to someone else.
I don't understand.
You were charged with the murder of Zacharias Greystoke. You murdered him for money and to further your career.
What? This is an outrage. I have powerful connections. You will regret this.
これ、でも見つけた手がかり9しかないんよね。どうする？えっか、もうこのまま行ってまえ。そのまま行きました。
Father, Mr. Orson Wilde is here, and I'm going to stay with Miss Alice.
What?
Did you forget? Orson Wilde, you know, the star of American theatre. And he's visiting and staying with us. You did forget?
No, not that. I meant you wanting to stay with Miss Alice.
Yes, that's right. Miss Alice suggested it. She told me you couldn't possibly refuse.
Why don't you stay with Mrs. Hudson?
Oh, but Miss Caitlin has more in common with Miss Alice, and they get along so well.
Guess what, Mrs. Hudson? Mr. Wilde is here to study my father's character for his next play. And he won't be disappointed, will he? Father is so pig-headed.
I can't believe it. The great Sherlock Holmes standing in front of me. I'm sure that our two brains will.
Brains.
お、新たなキャラ。さっきの事件どうなったんやろね。あれでよかったんかな。スカーフ。流行りに敏感やって。何これ。あ、真似してるの？ん？あ、うっすら見えてるね。なんか、うぬぼれや。うん。あ、ちょっと待って。ここ未確認。ここ未確認。
Mr. Wilde, your room.
Charming. This is such a fascinating city.
We need to talk.
I'd rather not. You're going to be angry again. Goodbye, Mr. Wilde.
Is it 5 o'clock already? I think I might go and ask Mrs. Hudson for some tea.
うん。だってさ。
Oh, come on, Toby. Your soap bath couldn't have been as bad as that.
あ、お風呂に入ったの？
Oh, come on, Toby. Your soap bath couldn't have been as bad as that.
夫人からの手紙。シャーロック・ホームズ、私の名前はアマンダ・イエリンガム。私の夫をロンドンで知らない者はいないでしょう。尊敬するに足る高貴なチャールズ・イエリンガム公。そう、あなたによって、犯してもいない罪をでっち上げられ、刑務所に投げ込まれた人物ですやって。ということは、あれ失敗やったんや。フィッシャー博士、シャーロック、覚えておいででしょうか。ルーベン・フィッシャーです。あなたは探偵として恥ずべき存在だ。あの事件の背景を全く理解していない。明るく輝かしい未来へ向かうため、我々は、何の自分の手で、ちょっと待って、このルーベン・フィッシャーってあれや、1回目のやつや。そういうこと、ここに答えが出てくるわけや。わかったわかったわかった。そういうことね。ちょっと待ってよ。ということは、このイエリンガムさっきのやつは、失敗っていうことや。これはでも、犯人はそうやったんはやったよね。多くのに、少しの犠牲で、犠牲なんかあったらダメやからね。そもそも。そういうことか。答えはここに貼り付けられんねんね。了解。で、出ましょうか、とりあえずね。
It would be better to examine Wilde's belongings before he returns. It would be better to examine Wilde's belongings.
所持品？何これ？
Wilde truly has a perfect disguise kit. Do actors really need all this? I use the same brushes for makeup. This must be grease paint. Face powder of an excellent quality.
粉が吹いたんやね。
I forgot my hat. Father?
I'm just checking,
You've got something on your face. Is it makeup?
It might be. Practicing my disguises, you know me. No, don't touch that!
おー、バカだね、こいつ。
Ah, Mrs. Hudson, with our tea.
Not quite. We have a visitor. However, the lady is not so much angry as perplexed.
Good day to you, gentlemen. My name is Mary Sutherland. I have come to you, Mr. Holmes, because I would give everything I have to know what has become of Mr. Hosmer Angel.
Why the haste, Miss Sutherland?
Mr. Hosmer Angel has disappeared, and my father, Mr. Winterbank, will do nothing. It makes me so angry.
鼻のところどないしたの？メガネかけてんねんね、多分。後やね、これ、メガネの。裕福。そして、婚約指輪。そして、ブースに気づかなかった。オッケー。あかん。ここをちょっと開けるまで待てばよかったね。 父親。
Mr. Windybank is your stepfather, surely, since the name is different?
Well, indeed, I call him father, although he is barely older than myself.
And your mother is alive?
Oh, yes. Although I wasn't best pleased when she married again, and so soon after father's death, and to a man so much younger than herself.
ホズマー・エンジェル。
What is your connection with Mr. Hosmer Angel?
I met him at the gasfitters' ball. Mr. Winderbank did not wish for me and Mother to attend. He never did wish us to go anywhere, but this time I was quite set on it. Fortunately, he left for France upon some business, and so didn't have any say in it. And I met Mr. Angel that night. We met again after that and would take walks together. But then Father returned, and we could no longer meet.
こうしましょう。
Why was your stepfather against your going anywhere?
Well, he didn't like anything of that sort. He used to say that a woman should be happy in her own family circle.
えらい昔の考えですね。お付き合い。
Did Mr. Hosmer Angel make no attempt to see you?
Well, Father was going off again in a week, and Hosmer wrote and said that it would be better for us not to see each other until Father had gone. After that, he stopped writing.
婚約。
Were you engaged?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. Right after the first walk that we took.
収入。
Do you have your own income?
I do, from an inheritance. It was left to me by my Uncle Ned in Auckland.
Then you have all that you could wish for, naturally.
Well, I live at home and don't wish to be a burden to my family, so they have the use of the money.
で、住所。行き
Where
ま
does
しょう。
Mr. Angel live?
I don't know exactly. I address all of his letters to the Leadenhall Street Post Office for collection.
些細なこと？
Is there anything else that you can tell me about Mr. Angel?
He is a very shy man. He would rather walk with me in the evening, so as to be discreet. I put a missing persons notice in last Saturday's Chronicle. Here's a copy, and a letter from him.
Haha, a love letter. Yes, I see. As I anticipated, this validates my deductions perfectly.
What deductions, Mr.
Mr. Wilde. Holmes. Tell her.
二人とも白と黒。
A love letter? Aren't you dying to read it, Holmes?
Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
あ、手紙？どこに置いたお前。あ、これか。尋ね人。ホズマーエンジェルという名の紳士が奇妙な失踪を遂げました。エンジェル氏は身長約170センチ、がっちりした体格で黄ばんだ顔しています。髪は黒く、豊かな、頬ひげと口ひげを蓄えており、色眼鏡を着用しております。失踪時の服装は黒い絹の礼服絹で覆ってる綿じゃないな、絹。黒のチョッキ灰色のハリスイードのズボンを着用。勤務先はレドゥンホールストリート。情報をお持ちの方はぜひご連絡ください。有益な情報のご提供者には謝礼をお支払いします。やって。愛しい人へ何も心配することはないよ。僕らが愛し合っていることを分かっていない君の家族には何も言う必要はない。君の父親がフランスにいる間は本当に楽しいひとときだった。だが楽しい時間は過ぎるのも早い。でも君が僕の人生そのものだって知るには十分な時間だったよ。これからは一瞬一瞬を君と共に過ごしたい。それが僕の願いだ。本当に愛しているよ。君の父親がまたフランスへ行くその日を心待ちにしている。そしたらまた君に会えるから。ホズマーエンジェル。 ちょっと待って。なんかあんのこれ。
This is strange. The love letter is typewritten.
お、何これ
Good quality paper, quite smooth. Fairly common ink, nothing special. We had a wonderful time together, didn't we, while your father was in France? I'm waiting for the moment when your stepfather leaves once more. Miss Sutherland only met with Hosmer Angel while the stepfather was absent.
あとなんか、わからん。お、
Hosmer Angel decided not to leave his signature. Let's study this letter more closely.
ほう。ん
There are some letters with typographical defects. Miss Sutherland, do you have any other letters from Mr. Angel?
Unfortunately not. But I've brought my father's letter from Paris. Here it is.
The stepfather's letter is also typewritten.
お、なんか、あれやね。同一人物かそういうことか
Quite common paper with a light yellow tint. Fairly common ink, nothing special. I hope that you'll be an obedient girl. Take my advice, stay at home.
なんかでもこれ、メアリー、君と妻が元気にやってることを願いながらこの手紙を書いてる。フランスはいい場所だが、女を騙す悪い奴がいるというのはどこも一緒だな。近頃の男は本当に卑劣で相手を傷つけることに何の躊躇もない。いいかいいい子にしてお母さんの面倒をよく見ること。それから私の言いつけを守って家にいるように、もうすぐ家に帰るよ、父よりやって。ちょっと待ってな。あ、父より。
Miss Sutherland's stepfather's signature. The stepfather is trying to keep the daughter at home. Let's study this letter more closely.
あ、また出てくるんじゃないあ、あるや
There
ん。
are some letters with typographical defects. Both letters have typographical defects. They merit further attention.
ル、
This letter has a defect.
ル、
Ah, there's the same letter with the same defect in both instances.
お、
One more letter with a defect.
お。
Another letter match with the same defects.
なんてこったいまーってあるまあもあったはずなんだけどな。まあ。あ、これ。
One more letter with a defect.
で、こっちもまあ。まああるちょっと静かになってごめんね。わからん。あと何かある こんな赤で、あった。
Another letter match with the same defects. So, based on the specific defects, we could say that these letters were composed on the same typewriter.
What else can I tell you?
I think this case is fairly obvious, don't you, Mr. Holmes?
さてさて。私はこれやと思います。秘密主義。うん。オズマエンジェルはある理由からメアリーの、これや。で、出張。これ。出てきましたよ、やっぱり、これ。嘘つき。これかな。まだなんかありそう。へこみいや、そのままやな。あ、利益、一家はメアリーの相続した遺産を利用するため、いや、これかな。そういうこと。こういうパターンもあるんか。真実を話す。真実を話す。はい。
You should try to let Mr. Hosmer Angel vanish from your memory, as he has done from your life.
Then you don't think I'll see him again?
I fear not.
Then what has happened to him?
Your stepfather married your mother for her money, and also enjoyed the use of your income. But with your personal advantages, it was clear that you would not remain single for long, even with him keeping you at home. He disguised himself and reappeared as Mr. Hosmer Angel. He brought you as far as the church door and then conveniently slipped away, to bring you to this conclusion in such a dramatic manner that it would leave a permanent impression upon your mind. You have been cruelly tricked, Miss Sutherland.
Oh, Mr. Holmes. No, I can't believe it. But we were engaged. Oh, it's horrible to think about. Thank you for all you have done, Mr. Holmes.
これで間違っとったらもう最悪やけどな。
Holmes, you could have been more diplomatic.
これで、これは終わりやね。で、あの壁に正解があるっていうことかな。その夜、あ、違うわ。その夜やって。
What is going on?
Mr. Holmes, is everything all right?
Oh my god. Go back to your flat and stay there with Kate. Calm down, Toby. Now, let's see what this contains.
え、ちっちちっち誘導
It's
で。
ticking.
え
It's ticking.
?外したらあかんよね。
I see wires inside. They could be connected to the cover.
おー、そういうこと。ほうほうほう。青色がつながってる。
A fancy ticking homemade gift from a secret admirer.
うんうん。
I have 2 minutes to defuse it. There are wires attached to the bell and hammer. When the alarm triggers, the bomb will explode. Aha! This solenoid protects the bomb from being easily diffused. If it loses its power supply, it will close contact between the secondary chain wires and the bomb will explode. A source of electricity for the detonation.
最悪やね、でも。
A source of electricity for the detonation.
これ
Whew.
赤。お、ちょっと、なんか、まずくない？赤。これも切る？赤切ったれ？
A package with explosive material. There are wires going in and out. It's useless to predict how they might be tangled up inside.
ちょっと待ってよ。これ赤全部切ろう。赤色全部切ろう。切った切った切った切った。
Aha! This solenoid protects the bomb from being easily diffused. If it loses its power supply, it will close contact between the secondary chain wires and the bomb will explode.
もうなるんじゃないこれ。
What happened?
Just a small bomb.
Somebody wants to kill me? What for?
I don't believe that you were the target.
Who then?
Mr. Holmes, are you all right? I saw the bloke. I tried to catch him, but he escaped.
男の特徴。
Can you describe the man?
He was thin, about 5'5", with black hair and a hair lip.
行動。
Wiggins, tell us everything you saw.
The fellow was watching your place, so I thought maybe he's a client. But then he took something out of his jacket and threw it, smashing your window. I shouted at him and he took off. I grabbed him by the sleeve, but he wriggled out of his jacket and left it. I'm sorry I didn't catch him, Mr. Holmes.
You did very well, Wiggins. Now, let's take a look at that jacket.
Here it is.
Good job, Wiggins. Here's a penny.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Holmes.
おー。てなわけで、一旦ね、これで終わりたいと思います。爆弾投げられるっていう感じやけど。ではでは、続きですかね、これね。はい。ではでは。